it, guys.
The Super Bowl.
S-Bowl!
S-Bowl. Don't abbreviate things. It infuriates me.
Yeah, you know, everybody else does it. I like doing
You know, who cares about it? It's all about the commercials.
We got the P-Bowl next week.
the
Yeah.
P-Bowl.
In fact, on the radio, speaking of the commercials, I've heard more of the morning shows. They're all, that's Monday's call-on, basically, on every morning show is the commercials for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's really infuriating.
The last couple of years, they've all been stupid.
It doesn't really matter.
No, and it doesn't matter. And you know what I think is really crummy about this year, and I hate the commercials, but the recession has hit the Super Bowl.
Oh, it has?
Yeah, the commercial advertising rates are down 50%. They're
Oh my
giving
goodness.
those things
They're
away
giving
this
them
year.
away?
Yeah, nobody
They
wants
were
them.
giving away tickets. They cut the tickets to half price in the nosebleeds because it wasn't sold out yet.
Yeah, that's
That is amazing.
lame.
And they're going to black out the Pro Bowl in Hawaii unless people show up to it. So you won't be able to watch the Pro Bowl if you live in
Blacking
Hawaii.
out the Pro Bowl.
Well, in Hawaii because you can go to
Yeah.
it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see what
It's,
you're saying.
they have not before treated the Pro Bowl like it was a home
game?
event.
Oh.
Yeah, they've been like, it's ridiculous. If you don't want to show up, we understand. But now they're like, no, you're coming to this thing or we're not going to let you watch it. And most of the Hawaiians are probably going, oh.
Pass the poi, Malo.
Yeah, I am going to go on about my life, I guess. Wow.
Yeah.
At any event,
Session's bad.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, it's exciting. What's the line? It started out at 9. Has it gone down to 6? They were saying it might get down to 6.
I don't think it went down to 6.
Is it still 9?
No, I think that's silly business. It's still up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steelers, looking good.
They are
A lot of
looking
people
good.
have a lot of faith in the Steelers. Our president has faith in the Steelers. He says that he hopes that they win. That's his platform on the whole Super Bowl deal. The Steelers don't win, this
America
country's
doesn't
going
win.
to hell.
You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, Steelers industrial.
Right, no,
business,
we
so,
need
yep.
we need power in Pittsburgh so that we can
So that this
We need
is,
Steelers with
you're
big
saying
regenerate
this
our
is-
nation.
This is going to promote fanfare for the working man?
No, it's probably not going to do anything. It's probably going to lead to a lot of chips being eaten and beers being drinking and apparently sewers backing up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first I've heard of the sewers backing up. It's a big bathroom day, you're telling me?
Yeah, Monday is a big bathroom
Apparently,
day.
Oh, boy.
apparently in the sewage treatment plants, after halftime of the Super Bowl is the busiest time of year. It's when they have to be full staffed in the sewage treatment.
They're pulling 2 shifts. Sorry,
Oh.
Mom. Sorry, Mom. Football's cool.
Football is cool. Biggest story, because I don't want to talk about, my grandma would have got mad if she lived in this state and she watched it. That's bathroom humor. Gentlemen, bathroom talk
Yeah, it works
on
for Jack
television.
Black.
She
It works
she
for
actually
Jack Black.
accused me at the age of about 8 that if I was to ever get on TV, I'd fill up the TV with bathroom talk. And you know what? You've just made her right. Thank you.
Hi, Nana Heflin.
Yes. The most interesting thing about the matchup that is being played in the media right now is that Ken Whisenhunt used to be the offensive coordinator for the Steelers the last time the Steelers were in the Super Bowl. And that creates an interesting dynamic to the game. What is going to happen with that? Because it has been Dick LeBeau used to square off for 3 years with Ken Whisenhunt. So I want to know what you guys think about that, and I'll start with you, Sean.
I think, although they're kind of from the same tree, cut from the same cloth, I don't know if this really has any effect on it. I mean, playbooks change year to year. You know, maybe there's some ideas that in certain situations has come from that friendship or that at least working relationship, but I don't see it being that big of a deal. I mean,
Do you think it gives either team an advantage?
not necessarily, because they're each playing probably the card that that they know what they're going to do. So they're going to go their separate ways, I think. You have an offense against a defense that.
Okay. What do you think?
I see 2 things here.
Okay.
First off, I'm with Sean. Playbooks change. Players change. The last time that those guys were in the Super Bowl, you had Plaxico, you had Antoine Randall, and you had Jerome Bettis.
But
Jerome Bettis.
Yeah,
was
but this
big
isn't really
third
so much
down
about the.
back.
I mean, you guys are kind of. This isn't about Pittsburgh's offense at all. This is about Pittsburgh's defense and Arizona's offense. That's what those two guys are going to know.
But do you think that offense has nothing to do with it? The defense is still, for the most part, they're a tough run defense. Nobody runs against the Steelers. They've been that for 30 years. You can't learn anything new from that going that. But do you think that Ken Whisenhunt didn't learn anything about that old Super Bowl offense? It is not the same offense.
Oh, it's
completely different. But the second thing I really think is it's 2009 in the NFL. How many coaches, how many players change continually, and this argument comes up again and again and again and again, and it really makes no difference. They're different teams. You know, it's not like a team only runs 5 plays every, practice. That's all coaches see. You can do new things after your coach leaves. I don't see it making a bit of difference. I see Ken Whisenhunt doing nothing because he was an ex-Steeler.
Wow, I totally didn't think you guys were going to just go, oh, it doesn't matter, because I thought that just one of you, it's not so much about the offense or the, yeah, I don't get the rock.
No, we bump fists in public.
Okay,
cool.
Yeah, super. This is not a Super Bowl show.
Super Bowl.
This is not a super show. I just want you guys to know that.
He doesn't like us anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really that they're running the same offense that they ran, or you know a guy that well. Key situation, you think, I used to spend a lot of time playing against this guy every day. Do they know in that key situation what they're going to do there?
What Dick LeBeau's thinking?
It's like a game of chess between two people that used to play together a lot.
I don't see it. It's the pros, man.
In professional chess, it would be
the
the
Super
same
Bowl.
way.
You got to bring your A game. You can't be bringing up old school.
Okay, I don't even know where.
I'm just saying.
Okay, but they're going to bring their A game.
It's the big game.
It is a good point.
Okay.
They are. They could think
wrong, but a good point.
Well, yeah, maybe not wrong totally, but a good point. But at the same time, it's going to be. It would be more of a guessing game on what's going to happen in the situation. Is Whisenhunt's going to say, is Dick LeBeau going to run this play, or is he going to think that I'm going to run that play and run this play?
Yeah, or does he play Cardinals football?
Yeah.
No.
Play the same team football that got him to the Super Bowl? Or does he try to second guess himself? I think Kevin Whisenhunt should just do his job that he's done all year.
No, I'm talking about 4th down and 1 on the 43-yard line. Cardinals, 4th down and 1. It's the 43-yard line of the Steelers. It's not your greatest punt situation. You can't kick a field goal from there. Then you're talking about used to play chess against this guy every day.
Sure.
Those key situations.
Sure.
And say Ken Whisenhunt, would you see anyone better able to deal with a Dick LeBeau defense? As the Steelers say, didn't. As the Steelers haven't had an offensive coordinator as long as they had, and they didn't even really keep Whisenhunt around for very long. But would there be anyone that would face off against the Steelers that would be as capable of dealing with the things that Dick LeBeau does as Ken Whisenhunt?
Sure, no, there's nobody else that's capable, that's worked as close with Dick LeBeau, obviously. But when you get to that level, the Super Bowl, I just don't see them playing a mental chess game, looking across the sidelines at each other with, eyebrows raised. I see Ken Whisenhunt more worried about what his players are doing and how they're playing in the game and focusing on what they're doing rather than what Dick LeBeau's thinking.
Okay,
I just don't
or
see it.
what his defense is going to do, because they go in every week and they prepare for how to deal with the defense. Now they're going to deal with the best defense in the NFL, which has been run primarily the same way for about 10 years. And Ken Whisenhunt used to play against it every day.
Against maybe possibly the most talented offense that we've ever seen in the history of the NFL. A really underrated offense.
They were
It's-
number 4 this year in the
It's-
NFL. In the NFL this year, they were number 4. You're
That's
telling me
right.
they're the
But
best
pure
offense ever?
talent,
Maybe.
Pure talent. Those guys know how to play football. I see your point, Sam. I don't agree with you.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that it didn't really matter either, but I just wanted somebody to just accept the fact that there's going to be key things that neither one of them can do. There's going to be those plays that they like to keep in their back pocket, those calls that they like to keep. Those are gone now.
Right.
They have to play
Absolutely.
it completely straight up.
Absolutely.
And there is probably going to be, if there is anybody that's going to do something against that defense, though, it would be. And Whisenhunt isn't the offensive coordinator. And I think one of the problems the Cardinals are going to have against this defense is that throughout the playoffs, even though they scored well, they won games on defense and getting turnovers throughout the playoffs. And how many times did we see guys on the sidelines yelling at the offensive coordinator? Both Kurt Warner
Right.
and Anquan Bolden,
Bolden, yeah.
were yelling at the offense. You can't yell at your offensive coordinator.
Not really.
That's not something that you even do. But it happened, and so what is to be done?
Yeah.
So in that same line of do you think there's going to be some sort of internal breakdown between Ken Whisenhunt and the offensive coordinator of Arizona?
Whose name shall be
Yeah, no, because he wasn't even.
Ken
Russ Grimm was demoted back to line coach
Casey?
in the offseason, and they got him, and I can't. Yeah, what is it?
Something like Casey or some Daisy.
Yeah, I should have looked that up. That's totally interesting. And the defensive coordinator for the Cardinals has an awesome name that I've just forgotten. Just fantastic.
Sandwich McGravy.
No, it's like
Anyway,
he
back
sounds
to the
like he should be a
question.
castle in Ireland. That's great. Anyway,
If their offensive coordinator is calling a play and Ken Whisenhunt is saying no, that's not how it's going to. That's not the play we're going to run in this situation, because he has that background.
well, no, I mean,
could you see that breakdown between?
yeah, but at the same time, he's already. I know that he's gone in there and been like, just started pulling plays out of the playbook. Like, this isn't going to work ever against these guys. This isn't going to work ever against these guys. We can't run this play because they're never going to be in a man-to-man. So I mean, they've already taken their playbook and taken 98% of the plays out of it, because the playbooks in the NFL are usually that tall. They're just going, we're going to have to only run plays that work against a zone, because that's all they're going to see the entire game is a zone. And it's going to be a zone with a 5-man blitz the entire time.
No.
It's almost like they don't blitz, and it's almost like they blitz every time. It's a very confusing defense to run against. And we talked about nothing for 15 minutes, so keys to the game for the Cardinals on offense, Sean.
Run the ball. Got to get the ball in Angry James's hands or Tim Hightower. Those guys have to carry the ball just to get pressure off the receivers. And I think they have to score first, and right off the bat in the first quarter.
I hate to do it, but I'm going to double up on that. That was my key to the game. Edgerrin James, this is the game he's been waiting for his whole career. Never got there with the Colts. He's finally there with the Cards. So, I think that he's going to come out, wanting to be a player in the game, wanting to be a big factor, and I think that that's where they're going to go. I don't see them sticking with it, though, unfortunately, and I think that that's going to cost them the game.
That's how they play it all year.
that's how
They're
they
not
play
going
it.
to stop doing it now.
Yeah, but it's the Steelers. You got to run against those guys no matter how hard it hurts. You just keep doing it, and I think that they give up. Troy Polamalu picks off 3 passes. Game over.
Also, what they need to do is they need to get the ball to Steve Preston.
Actually-
Larry Fitzgerald is going to be covered all game. Just hands down, Larry Fitzgerald is, he's had amazing games. He's a great player, but I think that they're just going to put it on him, double team him, whatever it takes. Anquan Bolden, pulled hamstring. I think Steve Preston's the guy they need to go to if they want to get some yards on the field.
You brought that out too early, Sean. Just so you know that.
Key to the
The
game.
things that are written down on, I know you just brought out your X Factor, but the things that are written down on this piece of paper tend to disagree with what you just said. It seems like the only way that people have gotten anything going against the Steelers has been through the air. They are allowing 2.4 yards a carry, and the scores have been through the air. People just haven't scored on them. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
But people have got going through the air against the Steelers.
I would like to know, on the same statistic that you're talking about, in those games that the Steelers have been scored on through the air, how many runs, how many rush attempts were in those games?
This is for the playoffs.
In the playoffs,
this isn't the
regular
playoffs. This is the
season.
postseason
Okay, gotcha,
because they were actually a lot less effective in the postseason on defense than they were in the regular season, and teams ran on them more in the postseason than they did in the regular season, and they got 2.4 yards per carry on the Steelers in the postseason.
I see.
And those are running teams,
Sure.
Baltimore and San Diego. Even though San Diego likes to throw it around with Phillip Rivers, they like to run the ball too with Darren Sproles and the guy that apparently might not be there anymore, LaDainian Tomlinson. I would agree with you guys as far as, yes, get the ball to Edgerrin James. The keys that I have for Arizona on offense is they need to take time when they have the football. They need to hit big plays. That's part of what they do, and that's the key to winning for anybody. If you look at keys to the game, big plays. But they need to spend time scoring because they did a pretty decent job with time of possession. They had a little over 30 minutes, but Pittsburgh holds the ball for 34 minutes, almost 35 minutes a game. They need to spend time with the ball because if they score fast, they will not end up tiring the Pittsburgh defense. And anytime that the Pittsburgh defense is still fresh, even if they've been scored on, they are a threat to score on you. And that's why Arizona needs to spend time scoring. We have actually had our first. This is like this just in. Whoa! Why do the? Oh my! Read this. There's some jokers back there. The question was, why do the Colts always choke in the playoffs? And they don't because they won the Super Bowl one year. Hey, MVP Peyton Manning throwing it around.
They guys are asking for trouble in that booth, man. He's brought a Zuzi.
Boy, yeah. Even if
he can snap.
I got a pen. I might have weapons on me. You don't know that. Wearing black, I could fade into the background. Well, they get into the playoffs and they haven't done well a number of times because they have a lot of injuries, and that this year they didn't do. They had two rookies starting on both guards, and it's hard to run the ball when you got rookie guards, both of them. So, and I'm not going to even address that anymore because it's infuriating.
S-Bowl.
S-Bowl.
I'm going to say
Pittsburgh.
S-Bowl as much as I can.
We're getting down to 10 minutes here. Pittsburgh offense, keys to the game, Sean.
Roethlisberger needs to stay on his feet. Head on a swivel.
On a swivel.
Do you think that's possible against the Arizona defense? Do you think that he might go have a game where he doesn't get sacked 6 times?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the front four does on Arizona's defense, but I think it's possible. I mean,
it would be a good key to the game, but I don't know if it's possible.
And Willie Parker being 100% is definitely a key to the game.
He's been 100% since they started the playoffs. He's as fresh. He was second only to Edgerrin James in rushing yards in the postseason, and Edgerrin James played one more game than he did. So,
regardless, he's going to be a key to that offense.
Okay, so you got Roethlisberger's head's on a swivel, Parker's, eating his Wheaties. What are your other Pittsburgh keys?
That's what
it?
I have.
Okay.
Those are the keys.
How about you?
Good coaching, scoring touchdowns, keeping the other team down.
You guys need to score.
That's how you win the Super Bowl. Right. My offense, keys to the game for Pittsburgh isn't really an offense. It's special teams. They're going to come out with Santonio and Holmes, and I almost would be willing to put money on it that the first time that they score is through a run back on Santonio Holmes. Yeah, he's on offense anytime he touches the ball. So that's my offensive key to the game. Pittsburgh, you get in there and you run that football.
Okay, so they're going to running back a kick.
Yeah, Santonio Holmes.
No other Santonio Holmes.
No, I think the other key to the game is it's kind of the secret weapon, but get the ball in Lima Sween's hand. Throw deep to Lima Swede.
Ooh, God,
he dropped the big one. He came back. He's got confidence, and he swears that he is never going to drop the big ball in the big game.
Again?
Promises. Ever.
After
No,
the
this
last
is the big
two.
game. This is the big game. The big game. He's
Well, he
talking about
dropped
the
it
big
in
game.
the big game that they played. The last big game he played, and he
a
dropped
big
it.
game. It's not the big game.
Well, they're going to have to depend on him because it doesn't look like Hein Ward is going to be 100%.
Probably not.
Those are staggering and poignant keys to the game, gentlemen. I appreciate that. Mine were that
He's not yelling at us.
yeah, Pittsburgh needs to score on its first drive. If they do, they'll just take command of the game because it's going to be real rough for the Cardinals if Pittsburgh just goes down and scores on the first time they get the ball. Parker going early would help that, and one of the keys is Heath Miller needs to be involved early at tight end. If they can get him going over the middle, they're going to really alleviate some of the pressure that the secondary puts on the receivers. Why are you so angry?
Looks like we got another
I'm
prehistoric
excited.
email.
I'm excited.
This just in. They're taking shots at you now. Detroit is the 6th largest city. Why don't they have a pro team? You feel that at any point.
The 6th largest city.
It's just, and it doesn't even say whether it's the 6th largest city in Michigan or in the solar system.
6th largest city in Detroit County.
Yeah,
they should have a pro football team. You know what? They do have a pro football team. And in 1957, they won the world championship. And they're going to do it in 1957.
In 2057.
Yeah, 2057 probably. In fact, you have to get a DeLorean to see them win a championship. Thank you. Thank you. Don't ever stop making fun of the short.
Yeah, there's a comment here too, because I guess they've answered their own question. The Lions won't win until they get Aslan as their team captain. You know, from the...
That's a Jesus reference. And if I was so inclined, I could potentially get offended about that.
Okay.
So, booth people.
So they need to pick up Kurt Warner in free agency.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh!
Throwing touchdowns for the Lord.
All right. Keys to Arizona on defense, Sean. We only got a couple minutes.
Okay,
left.
this is the cardinal key of the defense.
It's like a big red thing.
They need to play all 4 quarters. They really do. They almost lost last week against Philadelphia because they decided not to play the 3rd quarter. All 4 quarters, front 4, put pressure on Roethlisberger, stop Willie Parker. That's what they need to do. 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
That could be the finest key to victory I've ever heard come out of your
Yeah,
mouth.
Right.
I would.
That was a real-
I would put you in as my junior high head coach. 'Cause those are like the thing, and it's funny that they forget that at the pro level. Keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Play for 60 minutes.
Pivot around the man.
Yeah. You,
I think that Arizona's key is basically, blitz. Give some blitzing in there. Get that pressure on Ben Roethlisberger because that guy does unfortunately make mistakes when he gets hit. Sometimes he makes some wonder throws. He gets hit and he's tossing. He's doing the Eli Manning, but he also does some really bad shuttle passes and fumbles and blitz.
okay. My key is that, or do you have any more keys?
I am done with keys.
You're done with the keys. Mine would be to, in terms of Roethlisberger, I would not do what you say. I would stay away from that completely. I would not over pursue Ben Roethlisberger because in the pocket he's not as effective as if you go crazy at him and he gets outside, that's when you're in real trouble. I would, and also statistically speaking, in his first 8 passes, he's more likely to throw an interception in his first 8 than for the rest of the game. So this is, crazy talk, I'm sure. It is important, and they always stress don't over pursue a quarterback like that. But I would go so far in the first drive in a passing situation to just stay, make a pocket and get your hands up. Just get him in the passing lanes and act like, you're rushing and you're getting held off. But really just keep him in there and let him throw it where he doesn't want to throw from those 8 times first. See if you can get one there.
Gotcha.
After that, you can run after him. But the second that he gets outside,
Yes. Very.
they have like tennis rackets out there. Oh, this is going nowhere. God, I had all these
Who
plans.
brought these jokers?
Yes, you guys are bozos. What is it? Oh. Okay. What was my other? Oh yeah. What were the defensive keys for Arizona?
Right.
Yeah, the defensive
The
keys
other team.
for Arizona was to force quick throws. Don't let them run outside of the pocket. All that same thing. So, defense for Pittsburgh.
Contain the wide receivers.
Yeah.
The safeties need to be on it. Troy Polamalu, he's definitely a key to that big play. Stopping the big play, picking off Kurt Warner. The guy can read a quarterback like nobody else. And I think that's probably the biggest key to their defense is stopping the big play with Larry Fitzgerald and, Anquan Bolden and Steve Preston.
What do you think?
I think that you got a good fine point there, Sean, and I know that we already spoke about, get the run game going, and if you can stop the run game, they might abandon the run game, and then it shakes up the easy to pick off passes. I say throw some safety blitzes in there. Get some pressure on Kurt Warner. The guy is Kurt Warner. He's smart, he's sharp. He sees safety blitzes coming. However, Troy Polamalu, he shows blitz, backs off. He's got an interception just about 50% of the time, which is pretty darn good when you're running a safety blitz.
They're going to show. I mean, it's the Pittsburgh. My key is for Pittsburgh's defense. Just do your thing. Just go out there and do it. That's what Mike Tomlin. I think that he's going to have probably one of the most boring, uneventful, short pregame speeches. I think he's going to walk up to them. They're all going to look at him. And he's going to say, "Let's go win," and he's going to walk down the hallway. Because there's not so much that you're going to. I mean, the offense, he's been yelling at them all season. There's nothing that they're going to tell. He's going to tell them at this point to get him to do what they were doing last year. Is just okay. Willie Parker's healthy. Go score. And it's great. I love watching him on the sideline. You see him walk up and they want some advice, and he'll just look at Roethlisberger and go score. And then he'll turn around because he doesn't want to talk to him anymore because his job is to go score.
Right.
And I think he has the same feelings with the defense.
Go score. Don't dump Gatorade on me.
Yeah, or when he's rotating in a nickelback, he'll stop him for a second and go, "Get the ball," and then send him back out there. And the guy will go, "What did he say?" Well, he said, "Get the ball." And I said, "What's what he says all the time?" And it's like, well, probably because we're not getting the ball enough, even though they get the ball more than anybody else. Except for in the postseason, the Arizona Cardinals were +9 and the Steelers were only +5. Yeah. Good turnover ratio. Mm-hmm. Which is one of my keys to Arizona's offense is no turnovers at all. If they turn the ball over once, they're probably done.
Yeah, that could be, unfortunately.
We also had who's your X factor for the game, Sean?
My X factor was the same that I mentioned in the key to the offense, Steve Preston.
Yeah, when you're foreshadowing, you blew it.
I blew my X factor, but yes, Steve Preston is the third receiver, and he's going to play a key role in Sunday's game just because of the name, the talent that's on that team, and they're just going to, they're going to.
That he's a guy that could play number 2 somewhere else very easily.
Absolutely.
They could just if they
he's
got
behind
2 number 1
two of the best receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
So.
I say watch out for Steve Preston running back kicks. I know I already said that about Santonio Holmes. Steve Preston can run them back. That's where I see him being an X factor. My personal X factor, since we are running out of time, Antonio Smith on the Cardinals, linebacker. Get in there.
He's a defensive end.
Yeah. Oh, defensive end, whatever.
Okay.
He's going to get in there. He's going to do good. He's going to be a tough player and make some plays. X factor.
My X factor is Nate Washington because he's so fast, and it seems like Roethlisberger has a complete understanding of his speed in relation to his own arm strength. Like and that the only time that I ever see him throw the ball deep from inside the pocket, once the ball gets out there, it's always Nate Washington on the other end of it. He seems to be the only guy that he can. Roethlisberger trusts Washington when he can't see him, and he doesn't trust any of the other guys when he can't see him. So. That's it.
So
we've only got.
go ahead. Sorry.
We've only got a minute left. I wanted to say this because I wrote it down and I think it's funny. One of my offensive keys to the game for the Cardinals was Captain Kurt and Mr. Spock, Steven Spock, the tight end. Can't forget about the tight end.
Okay, I'm glad we're going out.
We're gonna quit
Nice
now
job,
because that was a terrible joke. You guys did terrible too. We're done.
So how
Bump it.
So how high will the Cardinals fall?
Stop it. Stop
Cardinals
talking.
are winning. Cardinals are winning.
No.
They're going to take it.
No, we're done.
No,
we're done
doesn't
talking.
matter.
It's the football show's over.
Super Bowl. I can say S.
24-17.
Yeah.
Score.
24. I'm fine with that. Bump it.
You guys should have